Welcome back to the Daily Rundown with me, Fiona Fox. It is something to say time now. I've been rejoined by the lovely Kehoe and Jacqui Wright. This is a point, guys, I know you've both done it before, where you get to offload something or maybe inform me of a story that I might have missed. I know it's very unlikely. I'm sort of very thorough researcher. But who's going to go first this evening? Oh, Chris is.
Me? Okay.
Right. What's your something to say, Chris?
Yeah, it was, I saw it in the paper today about how this story, I'm sure you've probably seen it, was quite big news. There was effectively like a terrorism attack drill at, which sounds like a product you can buy, but it's not, at the Trafford Centre, in which they acted out what would happen if a suicide bomber blew themselves up. And obviously the police made it as realistic as possible as they could, and they had the bomber for some reason say the Allahu Akbar statement before fake blowing themselves up in relation to this. And obviously there's been some sort of backlash about this from not just from the Muslim community but from other people as well, by saying, oh well, it was completely unnecessary to throw that in there, because all you're doing is effectively characterising Muslims and demonising them as basically they're the baddies in this particular in the current narrative around the world. Yeah. Who
was it arranged by? Who's called for this? Who set it up?
Well, as I understand it, it was an operation that was carried out by the Great Manchester Police, and certainly they were the people who apologised for it anyway today. So I assume it was their operation. Yeah. Because
we've had a few. I don't know if you were in for one of them, Jacqui. We've had a few kind of police gaffes over the last while. I don't know if they're trying to do again a PR situation, or if there's sort of a brainstorming sessions going on, and they're like, what should we do next? One was the Twitter account, wasn't it? Another was, no, it wasn't actually Manchester, it was Yorkshire, I think, where they started just knocking into people's houses and walking into their houses and taking pictures. Like, guys, you need to lock your door. Yeah. I don't know if it's what's kind of going. They're looking for more interaction, I think, with the public.
Well, I mean, I think this particular thing was literally a drill. Like, somewhere like the Trafford Centre would be, a potential target for a terrorist attack. So they've acted out what would happen, so that they could then plan coordinate their response to that. But they went the whole hog and decided to have the actor or whoever it was playing the terrorist to shout out Allahu Akbar, which seems a little bit insensitive, because it's of course very, very presumptuous that it would, this terror attack would be carried out by militant Islamic terrorists. And they are the only terrorists in the world, and that is clearly, and I think the real issue behind it is that obviously it's at the current time and the way that these stories are played out in the media, it's not particularly sensitive or sensible to effectively be confirming lots of people's prejudices. And that I know lots of Muslim people through work and through in my personal life as well, and they're all decent people. None of them support Islamic State or anything like that. So I can see why they would be feeling a little bit sort of uneasy with this almost like state-sanctioned endorsement of the sort of rabid right-wing view of their religion and their people. That's.
This is what I mean, kind of with it, like brainstorm. Was there nobody at any point during the planning of the drill that said maybe just that last bit?
Yeah.
No. Obviously not.
Just let that one go. Why did nobody just stand up and say that?
Well, it'd be like, if this drill was carried out in the 80s, would they have someone come in with a little green bowler hat and be like the Lucky Charms man? Is that what they would do? Would they insist that the terrorist in this particular situation had a Belfast accent?
Yeah.
Would they do that? And
I guess
quite possibly they did. It was like, it's like. Or it was in the Cold War, would they be Russian? It's like, who are the current baddies in the global news narrative? But it just seemed, it's been a big story because they've had to apologise for it and accept that actually maybe that was a little bit insensitive and not. It's more that it's not sensible more than anything else.
Yeah.
It just feeds the echo chamber of people's prejudices, basically.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think the negativity that's going to come out of that is just ridiculous.
Well, and the negativity as well. There's a knock-on negativity as well, which is that the sort of people who are possibly Islamophobic or racist or whatever are also the sort of people that don't like political correctness and don't like people complaining about things as they view it. So the fact that the fact that people have had to say, look, we're not happy that you have said this about our community, though, you know, that in and of itself will cause negative, you know, a negative feeling towards the Muslim community, which is, you know, all of these things I think should have been thought through before they actually went ahead and did it.
They've had it telling off.
They must have just gone into work this morning and just said, here, just a good idea, let's not think about it. Just, oh yeah, that sounds great. Well, you just ran out and did it.
But it was completely unnecessary as well. You know, it's like you didn't need it. You know, because it's an operation to test out their responses to a terror attack. Is their response any different depending on who the terrorist is?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it, or is it not? You know,
I won't find out because I don't like the Trafford Centre. It doesn't make me feel any safer.
I've never been.
No, I'm not a fan of the Trafford.
You've never been?
No.
How have you managed to avoid that?
I decided a long time ago that I didn't want to go because I'm opposed to out-of-town. I'm a complete hypocrite because I'm opposed to out-of-town shopping centres because of what they do to town centres. Like places like Bolton, where I'm from, it takes business away from there and makes them, you know, all the towns around the Greater Manchester area are all effectively ghost towns to a certain degree. So I've never been to the Trafford Centre. I didn't then foresee online shopping at that point when I made that decision.
But you have to stick to your guns.
But because then you have no choice, because, you know, in terms of shopping, it's like if you want to buy something, you're either going to like one of the town centres that don't have any shops other than bookies and pasty shops, charity shops, or you go to the Trafford Centre. I don't go to any out-of-town shopping centres, so I have to shop online. That's my excuse.
Yeah. Good thing you weren't there today anyway, Chris.
Hey?
Good thing you weren't there today anyway, getting caught up in all that drama.
Well, I'd have been arrested possibly looking at
your man bun. Thanks very much for that. What's your something to say, Jacqui?
Well, mine was, I read a blog by Michael Kehoe on Huffington this morning, and he's just reiterating what a lot of people are thinking, that a lot of people going into acting or anything like maybe maybe not so much comedians, because comedians I think are quite funny. I think you have to be quite sharp.
General.
No, I do. I think you have to be quite sharp and quite funny. So these people are going into, say, acting, they don't want to act. It's all, you know, the younger people who've been brought up on reality TV. Yeah. They don't want to act. It's just, they just want to be famous.
This has been coming for a while. This has been coming, I guess, since Big Brother, I suppose. Yeah. And it's not just acting, I wouldn't say. I think it's anything TV, presenting, singing.
And it's like companies now take on people, they look at how many followers they have on social media. Yeah. And it's like, doesn't matter what you can do, that you've got those followers, so yeah, we'll have you.
It's so interesting though how the social media has changed the entire game,
a lot of things,
hasn't it?
Changed a lot of things.
It really has. Like, I mean, I remember a time like going to auditions and that, and it was just like you or your show reel, like your CV or your work history, whatever you've done. And I've actually done, you know, I've done presenting for quite a while now, but the first time I remember going into an audition and someone saying to me, "Do you have a following?" And I was going, well, I'd like religious, or what does that even mean? You know, and I genuinely did. I was total technophobe for a long time. I'm not much better now, but like that was a massive game changer. Yeah. And it's the same. Even
I don't agree with that.
You must feel the same though. Even the likes of that Dapper's Laughs, whatever that moron.
Yeah.
I mean, he only got on TV because of his YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And he was taken off.
There's a feeling with some people that people like that are circumventing the system, that they've not paid their dues of having
I think that's what Michael Caine was saying.
3 hours to go and die in front of 10 people in a pub.
That's what he was saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's old school, isn't he? It's like, this is what I had to do, and nobody's doing it now because they're just going off what you do on social media. I also
think, though, that, you know, Michael Caine there has been a bit sweeping and saying that that's what people want to get into acting for. You know, because there is an element of people going, well, I had to do this, why can't you do it? You know, and whereas, you know, for example, in music, the Arctic Monkeys were famous for becoming famous as a result of their MySpace, if you remember that before.
MySpace, yeah.
You know, and they effectively circumvented the whole having to get a record label format and just gigged and put their own and self-promoted, and that seemed to be a good thing because they were seizing control of the music industry away from the big labels. Yeah. So there is that angle from it, and I think that, you know, I don't necessarily agree with Michael Caine that all people want to get into acting do it just to be famous.
I don't think he meant all. Right. I think he meant a lot of people, younger people who have been brought up with reality TV, and they just see what it is. It's not, if you ask like any young person, say at school or anything, part of what they say now, instead of like being what we call a proper job, they might say they just want to be famous, and they see that as a job. They don't know in what capacity.
Yeah, there are people that are famous
just
for being
want to
famous,
be
aren't they?
famous.
Just,
But they really,
just
the Kardashians,
baseless
I
celebrities,
guess.
and you have no idea
Yeah.
who. Well, the Kardashians and things like that.
The
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
reality circuit. But you do must, because I don't know, do you know our Jacqui's famous on
She's
the
not-
reality world herself? She's been on First Date.
First Date.
Oh.
But you must, this is the type of program that you will see
Yeah.
people will apply
Yeah.
for. And you'll see someone turn up on First Date, and then
Yeah.
they'll turn up on Take Me Out, and then they'll turn
Yeah.
up on Big Brother or something like this. And you'll be like, hang on a second, there's lots of crossover here. What are they actually after? You know, do they want to be a singer? Do they want to be on the X Factor? Do they think they have the X Factor? Do they think they're a model? Or what's going on here?
They're just going for what's available, aren't they? So
Yeah.
that's it. They're just going for what's available. But
I suppose the thing is that they can, though.
they can.
The platform
and
is there, isn't it? So
the platform is there, and ironically, the more you do, the more likely you'll get on.
yeah.
The more likely they'll have you because you've already got a profile.
Because you know who I watched? I was actually watching a programme yesterday, and I think it was Channel 5 that they've given Rylan a programme.
I've not seen it yet.
Now, I like Rylan, I have to
I've
say.
not
I've
seen it
like
yet, but I'm going to watch
He's
it.
quite an interesting character.
He
actually.
is
gonna watch
very
it.
interesting. Now,
Yeah.
I think did he start on the X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, or one of them?
X
Was
Factor.
it X Factor? I mean, he's not really, he wasn't good really, was he?
No,
I don't want to be
no.
mean because I like him, but he wasn't very
But he's
good.
such a character.
He went really well, he went really far. Then next thing he was on Celebrity Big Brother when Celebrity Big Brother
And he
had
won
dumbed
it,
down
yeah.
a little bit to
Yeah.
accept, and he won that.
Yeah.
Then he was presenting their spin-off.
Yeah.
He stood in for Eamon Holmes in this morning
Yeah.
the other week with Eamon Holmes' wife. And I was looking at this now, he's got kind of a chat show, you know, his personality is there. He used all
I
those
like
opportunities
him.
and he
I like
pushed
him.
ahead.
Yeah, he has. He's used all his opportunities, but he's actually a likeable guy.
He is likeable, yeah. I suppose. So you see, the unfortunate thing is most of the people are like the Kardashians or the
the
Towies and Geordie Shores
they're
and
completely different. But
basically all the
he's an
programmes I
actual
watch.
likeable guy. But yeah,
He is a
some
likeable one.
are just horrible.
But yeah, but I mean, it must be very galling for somebody who's put in time, like I guess Michael Caine, and you know they're at the top of their field.
Yeah, he's old
I mean, he's
school,
trying.
isn't he? And it's like, this is what I had to do, and now you
But surely
don't.
the dream back then was to go to Hollywood and be,
I'd
you
have
know,
thought
and
so,
to be famous. You know
Or
what I mean?
maybe
That
Still
was-
like the
certain
big theatre or
benchmarks, I guess,
something.
that they
Yeah.
have to take off. Jacqui, thanks very much for that. That was great. Thank you guys, both of you. Are some things to say. We're going to go for our last break of the evening. The time's flown. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the slightly more unusual stories of the day. Don't miss that.